What's up, North County? I'm your host, Randy Doty, and today we are talking with Ryan Armstrong, Public Information Officer with the California Highway Patrol. Ryan, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Looking forward to hearing about the journey to where you're at today.
Yeah, it's quite a journey. So I'm born and raised here in the Central Coast. This is home for me. Graduated high school in 2002 from Atascadero High School.
Okay.
And went into construction there, worked up through a lot of ways in construction, and I really enjoyed it. Started a family and did all that. And then about 2012, started to get a calling for law enforcement, just something that drove me. And
Did something happen that you kind of were like, you know what, that would be a great field to be in? I mean,
yeah, the growing drug epidemic was big, and then a few people very close to my wife and I in high school, they had some family members that passed away, and just felt like I needed to make a difference, need to serve. So,
Yeah. And why Highway Patrol? Any family or friends in the Highway Patrol?
Yeah, so not to bash any other departments, they're all great, but the Highway Patrol is, professional in my opinion. And so speaking with my uncle, who's a retired CHP sergeant, worked in the area, worked down in Santa Ana, a lot of different areas, decided that CHP was the one for me. So about 2013 I applied for the Highway Patrol. It took me exactly 1 year to get accepted to the academy, go through the process.
We had Officer Patch on previously, and he said the same thing. It took about like a year to go through and get finalized and actually get accepted in. Is that the norm? Yeah,
it's typically about a year. It depends case by case. It depends on the background and stuff, and various things will depend. It could be 6 months. Just depends on what you got going on.
Because right now, I mean, we're kind of in a lull as far as like officers, right? The whole statewide, as far as, everybody needs officers to come on board, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of professions are short-staffed, right? Law enforcement in general, everywhere across the board, I'm sure, is short-staffed. We're short-staffed. We started the campaign CHP 1000 a couple years back. That's really taken off and done well with the attrition rate. I think we're just recently hit the 1,000 that we wanted, but we're still going strong. And
so you went through the academy. And so what was your recruitment process like before you got into the academy? I mean, did you have a recruiter that, kind of gave you the ins and the outs and answered all the questions? I mean, is it like a military? How does that work?
Yeah, so for me, I didn't really have anybody that recruited me. I just self-recruited, self-applied, went through the process, reached out to my uncle. I was fortunate to spend some time with him, who helped me through the process a little bit. But now there's a lot of different programs. Application preparation program. Our recruitment officer, Chance Chapman, down in San Luis at Division Office, has a lot of stuff going on. We have different testing for the written test, the physical abilities test, a lot of different ways to help applicants get through the process and get started.
Was it very difficult, or was it pretty good for you?
Which part?
Well, the recruitment part. I mean, the basic the academies is a different step, but as far as like the testing and all the background, because I've heard stories to where it's like the background gets pretty deep.
Yeah, so they go deep. We want to touch everything and make sure we're not missing anything, right? Talk to different people you're associated with, different references, family members, stuff like that. It really just depends on the applicant, on where, what their background looks like. For me, like I say, when I graduated high school, I went straight into construction, and I worked for the same company for over 12 years. So my background was all kind of in one place, so pretty easy for mine. No criminal history. So
yeah, well, that's probably the main one, right? No criminal history.
Yeah, no felonies. You can't have any felonies. So
yeah, that's immediate ejection. You don't get to be a cop.
Correct.
So how was the academy? What was the academy like for you?
For me, it was maybe a little bit different, and again, it depends on who you are. If you're young and you don't have a family, it might be a little different than it was for me with a young family and young children at home. that was a whole nother aspect, right? So I actually got a phone call 3 days before the academy and said, hey, you want to go? And for me, I just dropped what I was doing, which,
Wow.
yeah, I was in the middle of some big projects with the company I was working for, and, you know, young kids and everything at home. Made the decision with my wife to let's just do it. So I think I got the call on a Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning, and we went on Sunday.
And how old were your kids at the time?
I had a 3-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
Oh man,
So,
that
yeah.
must have been that's probably the hardest part is leaving.
That was the hardest part for me, I think. The academy it's tough. It's a tough academy. It's a live-in academy, Monday through Friday. You can't leave. You live on the grounds there. It is a paid academy, so that's good. That helps. But it's very rigorous, yeah, mentally and physically draining. So, and then to be away from the family is a whole nother deal.
But it sounded like you got free time on the weekends, so you could come home, or your wife and kids could come up there.
Yep. So I would go home every weekend, or there was one weekend where they came up. But for the most part, yeah, every Friday I was home, and every Sunday I was back up.
Because the academy's up in Sacramento, correct?
It is West Sacramento. Yep.
Okay. And so what does the academy teach you? I mean, obviously law enforcement codes and this and that. Driving skills. I mean, obviously driving is probably one of your main things as a highway patrol, I would think, right?
Yeah, driving's big. A lot of people, back when I went through, a lot of people would actually fail out from the driving. There's high-speed portion, Code 3 driving. There's a skid pan out there where you drive on the water and slide around. But it's a rigorous testing process. But the academy itself is just a lot going on, right? Physical abilities testing, you're training every morning, you're getting up before the sun is up and running and hitting the floor, working out. And then a lot of classroom training, different laws and policies and procedures, and range. You got the range. So there's a lot going on.
So Ryan, I want to go back to the car part, because like what kind of power do these cars have? Like I would think that, you know, all the cars in the world doesn't compete against a highway patrol car. Like what's under the hood?
You would hope so. Typically, it's just a V6, but we are letting loose on some V8s. So we just got one here in Templeton, V8 car with the license plate reader. So the V8s are going out. All-wheel drive cars are going out, and so they're okay.
So they're not as fast as I think they are.
I don't know how fast you think they are, but they're
I don't know.
pretty quick. They get up and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was like the training going around the cones, skidding out, and all that stuff? Like, I mean, did anybody thrash any cars at the academy?
Nobody in my class crashed. Class before me, somebody rolled one, on the high-speed track. So, you're getting up there, 140, 145, taking
They
turns.
rolled it?
And, yeah.
What happens then?
Is
that-
just...
Did they still make it?
I don't know. I think somebody broke an arm. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, it seems some of those like on the different, YouTube demonstrations and stuff like that, it gets pretty crazy. Like you said roll. I mean, it could happen very easily.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of classroom training and stuff that goes in before you actually get to go out and drive and stuff. So.
With you have like the simulators, or is it
Yeah.
all live?
I think there might be a simulator, yeah, but it's pretty much all live, yeah. Just classroom training on the basics and then hitting the course, yeah. There's different parts of the training, of the driving training. I was fortunate enough that I passed them all my first time through, so that stress went away early. I was one of the first people, but a lot of people, that can be very stressful going into your third attempt. And so.
Is there any type of hazing that goes on, like for the new cadet? Oh, I guess there wouldn't be any old cadets in there either, huh?
No. I mean, if you fail out, then you usually get the chance to come back through. It puts you through another course if it's, something that you failed out on versus nothing ethical or you broke the law or something like that.
Are the instructors pretty tame nowadays? I mean, everybody's so sensitive, I think, as far as like getting yelled at. Is it tamer than it was probably back when your uncle went through?
I don't know. I don't want to give any false pretense, but it's fluctuated through. When I went through, it was pretty intense, and they're yelling and screaming at you everywhere you went and testing your knowledge and on policies and procedures and laws, and you're trying to put down the food and eat, and they're yelling at you. So it's fluctuated. They went through maybe a little bit of a soft stage, but I think they're back at hitting it hard, and it's an important part of the training, right?
like sleep deprivation? Do they do that kind of stuff with the highway patrol? As far as like keeping your mind straight, keeping you up for 48 hours, or any of that kind of mental stuff?
No, I wouldn't say. I mean, you're up early and you're out late doing all kinds of stuff, after polishing stuff around the academy and doing all kinds of stuff, studying, polishing your brass and your boots and all that stuff, getting your uniform ready for the next day.
All right. So you graduate, which approximate time frame to go through the academy?
Yeah, so it's a 26-week academy. So, and again,
Okay.
it's live-in. So I went in January, graduated in July of 2014, and I was stationed San Jose. Right
That was your first station out of the academy?
Yep. San Jose was first place I went, and I worked there for 2 years. Became a training officer up there, which is kind of funny, but yeah.
Why is that funny?
Just being so new on the job and training people. I loved it. I love training people. I love that experience. So, yeah, it was nice.
Did you anticipate? I mean, did they tell you when you went in that you're not coming back to Templeton or the San Luis County? You're going to go somewhere else, or how does that work?
Yeah, so when I came on, it was known. I mean, Templeton was a 15 to 20 year grab. It takes a lot of time to get back, or it used to take a lot of time. It was a well desired area to work, right? So I knew that I wasn't going to go to Templeton, but there's some catches and stuff if you own a house and you had your kids in school in the area, that if there was an office within, I think, 50 miles, then you had first pick of that office. So my fingers were crossed that King City would have an opening because that was within 50 miles of Paso, but that didn't happen for me. So
you went to San Jose.
Yep. So somewhere along the way, with a few weeks left, you get what's called a dream sheet. And back then, it was based on Social Security number. So whatever the last digits of your Social Security number was the order you got to pick from the list.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
yours was 7.
I'm not going to say what my last are, but yeah, basically San Jose was my first choice. So, yeah.
Oh, that was a choice.
Yeah, well, you had your choice, and I think you picked like 4 off the dream sheet in order you wanted them, and then based on where your ranking would get you, your Social Security seniority would get you, that's where you landed on your preference. So if they took 10 to San Jose and those spots were already full, then it would go to my second choice.
Gotcha. So you didn't even put Templeton on the list because you knew it wasn't even an option.
It wasn't an option for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, whatever they give you is the order you would number them. So if they
Gotcha.
if they put out 20 offices, and you'd order them 1 through 20.
Okay.
Basically, yeah. It's different now. Now it's based on seniority in your class. So depending on how well you do, which I think is a better way, a more accurate way of doing it, right? To drive people to do better, because the better you are in your class now, wherever you rank, say there's 120 cadets in your class. If you rank number 1, you get your number 1 choice of what's available at that time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and times are a little bit different. So we're taking officers fresh out of the academy. We just took our 4th and 5th one in about a year and a half, and hopefully we get a couple more in March. So,
where did you go after San Jose?
So it took me 2 years. I put in my transfer right away as soon as I could. I think 9 months on, you can put in a transfer. You can't transfer for a year, at that time I was able to put in Templeton and whatever ones I could closer, right? And so after 2 years, I was able to get to Monterey, a little bit closer, right? An hour and 45, 2-hour drive instead of three and a half. So I went to Monterey, and I spent about 14 months in Monterey, and then was able to get down to King City, which was nice, right? 45 minutes to an hour drive is more doable.
So you went San Jose, Monterey, King City, and then out to Templeton?
Yep. About 5 years in King City, and then was able to get back to Templeton, which was about 8 years, a little more than 8 years to get back.
What was between San Jose, King City, and Monterey, which one was your least exciting place to be?
It's kind of funny because every area that I've worked in is a little bit different. So the metropolitan areas, the big city areas, the freeways, it's a lot of accidents. You're handling a lot of crashes and DUIs. And then I got to Monterey, and it's a little more rural, so the pursuits and stuff go a little bit crazier. But every office is a little bit different. I think I had the most fun in King City.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Why is that?
it's just more going on. You got prisons nearby, and just little less call volume, a little more freedom to go out and do the job a little more freely.
So when you talk about pursuits, what's the craziest pursuit you've been on?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know that there's the craziest pursuit.
Like, have you ever been on a long chase?
They're all a little bit different. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are they usually drivers that don't know how to drive, and you're just trying to not?
No, not always. I've had some experienced drivers that are running. Yeah, so there's some people that follow the laws and they just won't stop, and then there's people that want to take off at 200 miles an hour. So, yeah.
That's crazy. You kind of look. I mean, there's so many different. What are they running from, and where do they expect to run to? You got helicopters. You got. Do you guys have drones?
We might have drones. We don't have drones here, but the sheriff's department, they have drones,
Right.
and other allied agencies have drones. So, but yeah, you never know. You never know. We come up on a vehicle or we go to make a stop on a vehicle, and they know more about what's going on than we know about, right? If they're a criminal that's done something bad, they might think we know, or maybe we do know, maybe we don't know. So, who knows why they're running, right? Just depends.
Yeah. Now, Ryan, you can tell me. We can't talk about that, but can we talk about the drugs in California and the highways? I mean, what's the take on when you suspect, cargo truck or something like that has drugs? What's your step? What step do you take first?
We won't get into tactical stuff, but there's different ways that we can see signs of criminal activity, right? And if we suspect something like that, we have canines. So we have 3 CHP canines, I think, still in Coastal Division, and then we have allied agencies with canines too that are specifically trained to sniff for drugs. Yeah.
And you guys get tips from other agencies, or is it something to where you notice that this could be a criminal activity?
Yeah, it could be both. It could be either or. We could get a lead, or we can just come across it. So yeah, it's definitely out there. There's definitely drugs moving around. So
Well, one thing I didn't say, and I want to say this now. We appreciate your service, out there, because I mean, with people such as yourself, our nights and streets are not safe. So I just want to say I appreciate your service out there and being in the street and being the guy out in front, leading this. So thank you.
Well, thank you. And we always appreciate the support. That's one of the best things I think I like about this area is they're very supportive of law enforcement. I think they understand and appreciate what we do. So
More so than some of the other places.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Isn't that disheartening?
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there protecting, serving, and people are not respecting and not caring. It's so backwards for me, and I'm sure it is for you.
Yeah, I think some of the perception maybe put across wrong, but I think for the most part, most people are supportive and appreciate us. So,
is your uncle still in the highway patrol?
No, he retired. So
Okay.
he's a retired sergeant. Yeah.
So he retired, and where was he stationed at?
He spent, I would say, probably most of his time in Santa Maria. Santa
Okay.
Maria office, yeah.
So someone local.
But he worked in King City, he worked in Templeton, he worked in Santa Ana, so he's been across the board too.
It's funny you said it at the beginning, as far as at the beginning, nothing against the other agencies and stuff like that. Is there a little bit of a highway patrol, sheriff, local PD? Is there a I'm better than other type thing going on?
No, I don't think so at all. No,
There's no riffs.
No, every agency's got their own little things. Everybody's a little bit different, right? The sheriff's department and the highway patrol share the same jurisdiction, right? They're just different calls, right? We're highway related, and they answer resident calls, and so which doesn't mean we won't help them or we won't back them up. We definitely help each other out. We're there for each other, and I think the agencies are just operate a little bit different, right?
But the misconception is jurisdiction. You can still give somebody tickets, pull them over, that not just because you're on the highway. You can do it in town, out here, the rural roads and that kind of stuff, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So I think a lot of people, or maybe it's just me before the highway patrol. I think a lot of people believe that the highway patrol is just on the highway, right? Or they think of a highway as the freeway, right? 101 or 46 or something like that. When we cover all roads and highways, right? Unincorporated, we're going through the city. It doesn't matter where we're at, right? So, yeah.
Well, it's funny because the only reason I know that is because I got a ticket from a highway patrol in town.
Oh,
And I'm like, you can't do this. He's like, why? Well, it's not on the highway. I'm in town. I can give you a ticket no matter where I'm
sure.
at. I go, oh, okay. So, we think that jurisdiction, they don't have jurisdiction. It's TV movies. They can only go to the county line, type thing. Maybe that's true. Can you go cross county line if you're chasing somebody, probably?
Oh, yes,
Okay.
of course, yeah. Yeah, we get that all the time. We stop somebody. Oh, you can't stop me here. You don't have jurisdiction, or stop a truck driver is like, you're not a commercial officer. You can't stop me. But no, that's not true at all. Yeah.
Talking about like we got like red fuel, in like the trucks and stuff like that. Do you deal much with that kind of stuff?
No, that'd probably be more of a commercial officer.
Is that a thing around here? Or is that not so much of a big deal?
I'm sure it is. I haven't come across it, but I'm sure it's a thing.
It's
Yeah.
not something you guys are looking for.
Maybe the commercial officers. Yeah.
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 All right. So Ryan, tell me. So you land in Templeton. You're back in the dream area. You're back home, right? And you've been here for how long?
Yes, I've been here for 3 years. About 3 years exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you are doing something with the Start Smart program with kids and parents and driving, and because I don't know about you, but I see people on the phones all the time, especially kids, and they're not driving slow either,
Right. Right.
So how do we combat that?
Yeah, so the Highway Patrol actually has a lot of different programs, safety programs that we're trying to implement or trying to carry out and continue through the state and our communities, Start Smart being one of them, right? And so I'm going to try to hold a Start Smart class every month, at least every other month at a minimum. I've got one coming up here. I've got one more spot, February 19th, and then I'm going to put one on in April as well. So that's a great opportunity for teenagers and their parents to get educated on some of the laws, the graduated driver's license, and different requirements to be able to get your license or permit.
And what would they expect to learn going through the program? Is it just a one-day deal or is it a multiple-day deal?
Yeah, so it's just a 2-hour class. We hold it here at the CHP office in Templeton.
Okay.
But it's going to educate them on laws of the road. It's going to educate parents as well on civil liability, different things that they're going to care for, different ways to stay safe as a new driver and prepare to be a new driver. It'll teach you about the graduated driver's license class, distracted driving, DUI, all the different things. Yeah, so it's great. It's a great program.
And you still have one space available that starts next Monday?
February 19th. I think that's a Wednesday.
Next
maybe,
Wednesday?
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
And then how do they go and find out information about that?
Yeah, so anytime they can call the CHP office in Templeton. Number's 805-400-6720. And just asked to be put on the list. If we have a class already going, I have a list going for that class. And then I also have a waiting list going all the time. So depending on the needs of the community, if we start to get a big waiting list, I'll just throw together a class and get everybody taken care of, yeah.
How do you think you curb the cell phone usage in the cars by teenage drivers? Is there a way to stop that?
I just think it's just becomes habit, right? People just on their phones all the time, and then just like with any other rules of the road, people just become complacent, right? They use their phone once and then twice, nothing happens. 3 times, they speed, got away with it 5 times, nothing ever happens until it does, right? And so actually for drivers under 18, there's no electronic device at all, no maps, no hands-free, nothing. So.
But obviously it happens, so is there like a scared, did they do the scared straight thing anymore? you know, where the kids go to some sort of class and like see, you know, I know Templeton High School did something, I believe it was last year. They did like a mock, you know, DUI arrest type deal. I don't know if you heard about that, but it was pretty graphic, you know, and I think it almost needs to be that way, kind of like the old Scared Straight, you know, experience. But how do we like embed that into the kids' minds that, you know, distracted driving, looking down on your cell phone, you know, because I'm guilty of it, you know, and, you know, it's just one of those things to where it's like in a split second, you know, the road turns, the car comes out in front of you, you know, there's something in the middle of the road, you know, and, you know, it could mean life and death.
Yeah, or somebody else does something, you don't see it because you're on your phone, right? So I would agree with you 100% if you want to say, you know, scare them straight or whatever it might be. The Start Smart program does have some videos in there, tells some stories that are very sad stories, and it's kind of eye-opening for the kids, and not just the kids but the parents too. Teaching the class, and, you know, parents will get emotional, kids will be shocked, you know. As far as the event we held last year in Templeton High School, I was a part of that.
So you were a part of that?
Yeah. So
okay.
it's every 15 minutes is put on by Friday Night Live. It's a great program. It seems to be a little bit difficult to get schools to want to allow us to do it, just because it is graphic. It is very real, and that's the point, right? It's to really let the students and the staff and the family and friends understand and try to get the feeling of the impact that impaired driving causes and the consequences that it has. So it's a very good event put on.
Because wasn't it something like where it you know, internally you knew what was going on, but the outside, the other kids didn't really know if this was like a mock or fake or real? Wasn't it something like that?
Yeah, so I don't want to give too much away, because hopefully we're able to do this at other schools in the area, right? But yeah, basically the students are supposed to be unaware, right? And then we have other students that are part of the program that volunteer to be a part of it, and their families approve and everything. And it's made so that the other students on campus are unaware of what's going on.
So they think it's real.
Yeah.
So they think the whole arrest thing, and they're just like going, what is going on here?
One day their friend doesn't show up to school, and you hope that, you know, they don't spill the beans and tell their friends what's going on, because, hey, where's Johnny today? You know, and then we come into the classroom and say, hey, listen, just so you're aware, this is what happened. And sometimes they're not aware, and it's, yeah.
So you went into Johnny's, not that his name's Johnny, but we'll use Johnny's class to notify them that Johnny was in an accident, you know, or something, right?
Yeah, it is a very impressive program. So yeah, the kids volunteer to be a part of the program. We have injured people. We have people that may have done something wrong, right? And it's basically an accident that's set up with a impaired driver that causes the crash, right? And so we go to the classrooms and advise them that their classmates have passed away. They go out to the stadium where we have a full stage set up and the whole bit. For Templeton, we landed a helicopter and transported people out and had all our allied agencies there helping out. And they go as far as to hold a funeral the next day. So it's a very thorough and extensive program, yeah.
But once you get into the football field area, I mean, people are kind of starting to gather that this is a mock-up. But was the classroom, I mean, obviously that was a surprise to some students.
It's supposed to be, yeah. We've gotten, I guess you used to say, taking a little bit of that surprise out. Friday Night Live comes with us, and they're the ones that actually put on the program and walk in the classroom and tell them, hey, this isn't real, you know, just to kind of take the scare, which I don't, you know, we wish it wasn't that way, but it's kind of turned into that now where.
Because you want them to let that soak in.
You want that effect, yeah.
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 Because you want them to feel that, and, you know, for a moment of time, like, Johnny's gone.
Yeah.
You know, Johnny blew it, and,
Yeah.
you know, this is the consequences of drinking and driving, or, you know, whatever it may be, looking down at your cell phone, texting while you're driving. You know, are you're basically driving a lethal weapon, with this vehicle that could, injure yourself or bystanders, pedestrians, or other drivers or bicyclists.
For sure.
Wow.
Yeah, just try to make it as real as possible. I mean, there's times where the Templeton one where I was presenting something or speaking, and you get a little choked up because it makes you think about times where you've been there or seen it or know people that have been affected by it, and it's a real thing. And the more aware we can make the children in the community, the better off we all are.
Because you got young ones coming up that's going to be driving.
I got a driver already. Yep.
Already?
Yeah, it's scary.
Another
one close to driving, so yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How does that work? Disadvantage or an advantage for her to have her dad as a highway patrol? Probably a disadvantage, huh?
No, I think it's an advantage. I make them go to the class, so
Yeah.
they get the class. Yeah, my son attended the Start Smart class and brought all his buddies, and so it's good. Yeah.
Is that something that the schools, because the schools don't do driver's ed in like as a class anymore, right? Isn't it like an after school program or something?
No, I think it depends on the school, right? But I think for the most part, they're still doing driver's ed because you need that driver's ed to be able to get your permit. You can get your permit between 15 and under 18, or 15 and a half and under 18. But in order to get your permit, you had to have experienced that driver's education.
And with the Start Smart, is it? Are you having a lot of success with it?
Oh, it's great. Yeah. The last time I flew for it, the phones were off the hook, and we filled that class up within hours. So yeah.
Is this something that the schools can implement, or does it have to be based through the Highway Patrol?
It's a CHP program, but if the school wants, I'd be more than happy to go and teach it during a driver's ed class. That's a great opportunity. The problem is it is a 2-hour class. We could try to, shorten it up and touch on some basics. Absolutely.
And now, is there a cost for it?
Oh, no cost. It's free. Yeah.
Okay.
Free. Provided by the Highway Patrol.
So every quarter is what I'm kind of gathering, every couple months, as far as the class?
I'll implement them as often as the community wants me to, but right now it's I did one in January. I'm doing one again in February. I'm going to hold out in March. I got some other stuff going on, but in April I'm going to do another one. So, yeah.
And now, Ryan, is this something that other agencies do also, or is this something that you kind of came up with on your own?
The Start Smart?
The Start Smart.
Oh, no, it's a CHP program. It's been around for a long time, yeah. Yeah, so even doesn't have to be the Templeton office. All CHP offices should be holding a Start Smart class, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, like I said, I appreciate you coming on and, sharing some information and the journey, through the ranks, I guess, from construction to recruitment to the academy, San Jose, Monterey, King City, and now into Templeton. Now we're staying here in Templeton.
This is home, yeah.
This is it. This is it.
This is home.
And you're going to stick with the. So what else do you do with the public information as a public information officer? What else do you do?
Yeah, so as a public information officer, I represent the department, right, and the command here in Templeton. So dealing with the media outlets, doing recruitment, putting on different safety programs that the Highway Patrol has, things like that, reaching out to the community, being involved as much as we can with the community, and trying to educate the community on what we do and why we do what we do, right? So.
And you're still on patrol though, too, right?
I'm not actively on patrol, but I still patrol, yeah. Still can patrol, still go out and do, and yeah.
So your primary focus is education for the Highway Patrol and the departments?
It's one of my hats, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so as a special duty officer in Templeton, we're tasked with a lot of different duties, but that public information officer would be one of them, yeah.
Is there any tips that you can give for, somebody getting pulled over their first time, the do's and the don'ts? Everybody's a little nervous, getting pulled over.
Sure.
You see all kinds of videos, you see all kinds of, stuff of what happens. Is there, don't do this, don't be that guy, don't be, do this type of stuff. Is there any tips that you can share?
Sure, yeah, no. So if you're getting stopped, something's wrong, right? You either did something wrong or something mechanically wrong with your vehicle, right? So I know people get nervous. Just try to take a deep breath and just listen to the officer and stay relaxed. Keep your hands where we can see them, right? We never know who we're dealing with or what's going on in that vehicle. So, but just be respectful, right? We have a job to do, and that's to keep the public safe. And, yeah.
So just act like a normal person.
Just act like a normal person, just like me. I'm a normal person. I got a different job than you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody wants to get home.
Yep.
Awesome. Ryan, thank you again.
Randy, thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can continue on these segments, because I think it's helpful, and I think it's interesting to learn more about the Highway Patrol and about what you guys do. Even road blockage, road safety hazards, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you guys control the road, and let our local drivers know what's happening around here. So I think it would be awesome to have you in, every month or so, and get information like Start Smart and any of the other stuff that you guys want to share and offer.
Yeah, awesome. I appreciate you having me, and be happy to come back. We got all kinds of stuff we can talk about. So
perfect.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to it, and again, be safe out there.
All right, thanks, Randy.
All right, guys. Hey, make sure if you guys want to check out the Start Smart program, get over there to the Templeton Highway Patrol and check them out. You guys, we got one spot left coming up here in the next couple days, but we're always scheduling. You can reach Ryan 805-400-6720 and get some more information. But I think all young drivers should be going ahead and being a part of this. But as always, guys, we can't do this without you and our sponsors. We'd like to thank Escalade Wine Travelers Hideaway, Visit Atascadero, 805 Custom, MGP Coating, North County Junk Removal, The Trailer Barn, Story Termite Pest Control, Borhorn Auto Center, Kennedy Club Fitness, Airflow Filter Services, and Suprema Meat Markets. Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next time.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today. We can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hi, it's Alex with Suprema Meat Market. We are a Mexican meat market with a taqueria. Come enjoy our high-quality cuts and meats. We offer choice and prime Harris Ranch beef, as well as chicken, seafood, and pork items. In the taqueria, all of our tacos come with handmade tortillas. We also offer specialty items like chilaquiles and chile rellenos. Come enjoy Taco Tuesday with Suprema. We offer our tacos at $1.99 each. Suprema Meat Market is located at 8950 Montecito Avenue in Atascadero.
Are you tired of looking at that worn-out concrete garage floor, patio, or porch? Look no further than MGP Coatings, where customer service reigns supreme. Our team goes above and beyond to ensure your satisfaction every step of the way. Before we even start coating, we meticulously repair your concrete, ensuring a flawless finish that lasts. And here's the best part. Our Pentec coatings are 4 times stronger than epoxy, so they won't chip or peel, making maintenance a breeze. Plus, they come with a limited lifetime warranty. Call us today at 805-952-5301 or check out our Facebook and Instagram and experience the MGP coating difference. Don't wait. Transform your garage, patio, porch, or driveway and become a part of the MGP coating family.
What's up, North County? This is Teresa Branch with Airflow Filter Service. We are a family-owned business right here in the North County. We have air filters, oils and lubricants, and hydraulic hoses. We provide services that include air filter cleaning, DPF cleaning, and waste oil collection. Come check us out at 1140 Ramada Drive, and we can help you with all your automotive and industrial vehicle needs.
Hi, this is Omid
and Deanna
at North County Junk Removal. We are a business known for helping our neighbors and our community.
Let us help you save money and get rid of any unwanted items.
And rest assured that our professional team adheres to global standards of safety and recycling. We are fully licensed and insured for your peace of mind.
We are locally owned and operated, and we look forward to helping you with all your junk removal needs.
Please call us at 805-769-6966.
Atascadero isn't your standard getaway. We're unique, just like you. We're growing, transforming, and figuring it out as we go. We're a town filled with innovators, artists, makers, and game changers. We're a little bit country, a little bit funky, and always authentic. We're here for your good times, your slow times, and your changing times. We're all in Atascadero. Come see for yourself. Learn more at visitatascadero.com.